Hello, I am so happy you are here on day one of making God goals. I really want you feeling confident about this year and the goals that you're going to set. I don't know what your last year looked like. I don't know if you made any goals. I don't know if you made some and didn't succeed at them, or if you feel like you have no idea where to start. So let's go ahead and get started. This is going to help you. So, in day one, all these, by the way, are going to be looking at Ecclesiastes 11, 4 through 6. And so on day one, we're going to take that very first section. You can go ahead, by the way, you're going to see in this email, you'll always see a video from me and a free download. Print that off, follow along and fill it out as you go, stop and pause, or else do it at the end. It doesn't really matter. But we're going to take this first part of the verse. I'm going to read it. Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. So I break it down into two parts. The first we're going to talk about is watches the wind, and then we're going to looks at the clouds. So when we talk about this watches the wind, um, the verse is talking about a farmer. We know this, like biblically the word sow is mentioned a lot, and it's in reference to the beginning, like the beginning of the day. And a farmer sows first. That's the first thing you do. So same with our goals. um, First, it's been sown into you, and we're going to talk a little bit more about God sowing dreams into you, and ideas, and a path, and all these things, but they're already sown into you. And then we're going to be making work of planting them, fertilizing them, doing all this work to them, and seeing what happens. So now, um, in the morning, it talks a lot about the morning, and later we're going to be talking more about what you do after you planted. But in the morning, the reason why farmers wait, is because they're like, well, the wind could blow the seeds away, and we think of all these things that make sense, and that's the way we are with our goals. We often think, you know, um, I'm not prepared. Maybe when my kids get out of school, then I'll go back to school. Or you might say, other things like maybe staying home with your kids. And you might think, well, after we paid off our car, then I might stay home with my kids. And we're going to be looking more at why you're feeling the nudge to do whatever you're being asked to do. And does it partner up, and does it make sense with what God would ask of you? Because He will provide, and all these things will become clear to you as we move along. But I want you to think about one more aspect. A lot of times, what you were waiting on does really happen. So a farmer might wait for the weather to be okay. You don't know, is it going to rain or not? And then, yeah, by noon or two, you realize, it didn't rain. But then it's too late. Don't you have that, where you sort of have a goal, and then finally, like, let's say go back to school, then finally your kids are all out, and now you're 40 something, and you're kind of like, now it's just too late. I mean, these are the kind of things we do with our life purpose and with our goals and the things that God's sown into us. So let's look at these questions. Are you watching for the wind? Are you waiting to see if it's the right time to plant and fertilize and work your gifts and talents in you? So think about your dreams and goals. Are you tucking things away for the right time? Really stop this video and think about it a second. What was my dreams 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, this year? Did I just tuck them away waiting for the better circumstances? The next question, if so, what would make it right? What would make the right time? What do you need to have happen? What does the right time even look like? Do you know? Because it could have come and gone, and you didn't even know it. Or um, maybe you're waiting for something that doesn't really have to happen. And then next, I want you to rate 1 through 10 how much faith you have been giving God on this dream. Because we know God is in control of everything. And we know He planted this dream in you. And so as we give Him the control, then He can start doing some great work in us. But if we just keep it all to ourselves and work our own plans, that's what we're going to get. We're going to get the rewards of our own work, not God's work. We have to invite God into our dream and into our goal. The new feeling, it's a new concept, and I want you to really be mindful of it. We might say, oh yeah, I prayed to God about this, but I'm talking about every step of the way. God, what are my gifts and talents? Show me them. God, what is this spurring that I feel? Help make it clear. God, what are these doors opening up? God, help me know if it's wrong. Shut doors. It's all the way. Invite God into the whole way of all your prayers or all your goals and all your steps. And next, we're going to look at the clouds. Okay, so yeah, the verse is saying, let me read it. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. Okay, well, you notice that that's the end of the sentence. So that's somebody who just simply daydreams. They never make work of it. So it's not bad that you daydream. In fact, there are many verses where it says, for us to evaluate what our hopes and dreams are. There's many verses where God says, I'm giving you a hope and a dream. What God is saying here is that that's all we do. We just look to the clouds. We just daydream. And I want to challenge you, do you look at the clouds and daydream, but then not make work of your dream? Just say yes or no there. And think about when you may have or have not done this. Maybe you don't even allow yourself to dream. Sometimes people that I work with feel like their dreams aren't worthy and that they aren't worthy of their dream or the results of their dream. So I want you to really think hard here. Now, are there certain dreams that make you work and you do put good work into, and then other dreams that you feel like, no, I don't make work of those? Why? Why are you putting work and effort into some dreams and not others? Evaluate that. Ask God to help you understand that and to give thought as to why. There's a lot of truth and clarity in that. In fact, message me if you want, if you have some insights there. Okay, next, there is nothing wrong with hoping and dreaming. We get off here. A lot of people do, me included. Um, but you need to do dreaming. You need to dare to dream. I want you to dream. I want you to let and invite God into it and say, God, how did you make me? What do you have planned for me? What is a dream that I could be ignoring? And I want you to write it down here. He has a purpose for you. The purpose is going to be designed in a way that is accomplishing what he wants of you. And we've got to get you in the right track. And we've got to get you hearing this and knowing what this is. And I'll help you. Okay, so now let's end with this other verse here. Now in Jeremiah 29:11, very popular verse, there was a lot going on. It was a very hard time, but yet God wanted us to have hope. And so listen to this verse. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and to not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. This is what I want for you. And I know God wants this for you too. So no matter where you're at in your life right now, if things have been plugging away just fine, but maybe you feel challenged, like you could be doing something a little more, maybe you're bored, maybe you're actually feeling a little disheartened, like everyone's passing you by and you just feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Maybe you have literally had one bad thing after another and you're defeated. I'm telling you, God has a plan for all of us. And these things that we've gone through are only making us more equipped to be able to handle what's in the future. And we can do the future in and of the world, and we're going to get that back. Or we can do the future with God helping us navigate in this world. And we'll get all the things the world will give back, plus everything God can give us. All right, so that's the kind of goal I want for you, a God goal, and I will see you on day 2.